things that are evident. And the differences between, like, my generation and, say, my kids' generation and so on and so forth. Plenty. Something the other day happened with my son, and it made me just think about it. How I was as a kid, or my whole generation as a kid, compared to how they are as kids. I was doing adult shit. I was sitting on the couch down here making phone calls. I was frustrated, stressed out, whatever. Had things they need to take care of in life, as we do as adults. I get off the phone and I sigh, of course. As adults, we sigh all the time now. When we get grown, that's what you do. Now I understand. When my dad was doing all that sighing and breathing and shit, what was wrong, if he's going to blow up at you, but he was just expressing himself silently through life, just beating his way through it. I said, my son, Mike, I said, I tell you what, son, don't get old. Don't get old, man. Because when you become an adult, you got too many responsibilities, too many things you got to take care of. Don't get old. And it wasn't meant to be, like, it's more than me being playful, even though it's kind of the truth, but still, And he responds with, so sincerely, because I know I don't want to. And the way he said, I don't want to, sounded so sad, because he knew he has to. He knew he has to grow up and become an adult. But the way he said it, you would have thought that is the worst thing in the world, becoming an adult. And it's funny because my daughter's the same way. She's always said she wants to stay a kid forever. And I thought about this. And I'm like, when we were kids, we wanted to grow up. Because there was shit that we wanted to do that you could only do when you were grown up. But these kids, they're like, fuck all that shit. Even the fun shit you're allowed to do when you grow up, be your own person, do whatever you want. The hell with all that. They're like, nah, fuck all that. I'll just stay a kid. No thanks. Like when we were kids, we talk about, like, especially when you started getting, like, 10, 11, 12, so on. Like, getting to be close to 30, beginning to be close to a teenager age and shit like that. You start thinking about all the things you can do when you grow up. You have milestones, You can drive at 15, start driving. Like, you wanted to grow up to get to that. Now, no kid wants to drive. Nobody wants to drive, wants to learn how to drive. Neither one of mine do, I don't think. Maybe Mike might, I don't know. Mia definitely not. And she's of age to drive. She's 15 now. She can learn to drive. She don't want to do it. And then after that, you 15 and then to 18, the world opens up for you a little more. And then 21, obviously you can drink. Like, we had things to do as kids. We had things to do. We knew going forward, yes, hey, being a kid is great, but there's shit I want to do when I get older. Nah, this generation now, they want to stay right where they at. I understand it and I don't. Because I feel like, hey, you should want to, go out and do that shit that adulthood provides. But adulthood also is a double-edged sword. It comes with a bunch of other bullshit you don't want. But also, hey, I understand being a kid. Hey, ain't nothing wrong being a kid now. Ain't nothing wrong. I mean, really no responsibilities. You play all the time, But it's just like, this the difference, in generations. How, we was ready to grow up. We was ready to do things. These kids, they want to be 5 and 10 years old their whole life. I don't know. Anyways, this is the JC Weekly Podcast, episode 29. Next episode to get the big 30. Got the big 30. We're moving right along. I'm going to be at 50 soon, and I'm going to have to celebrate. And if I get the triple digits on these episodes, I'm going to have to celebrate. But yeah, you can find this podcast and me and whatever I do anywhere just by searching JC Weakley. You'll find the podcast and the videos I made on all platforms. Just search my name. Yeah. You're here, so yeah. I like always finding things online, and a lot of times ends up having to be about relationship stuff or whatever, because it's fun to talk about for me. It's fun to talk about. And I have one of those things. Then later on, we're going to get to something a little more serious. Like after this next topic, we'll get something more serious. Something I don't usually do, but I feel compelled to. Saw someone saying that, just like, if you have a person you're dating or thinking about it or whatever, and you want to engage and just see what kind of person they are. They were specifically driving this towards men, so just keep that in mind. They were saying, say, hey, ask them to build something, or put something together. Something comes from the store, put the shit together, get some furniture or some shit. You go to IKEA, get some furniture. Hey, can you put this together for me? And just sit back and watch and see how they handle that situation. Did they give up? Are they persistent? Did they frustrated? Did they could lose track of the directions, can't understand them, shit like that. And they're like, it tells you a lot about that person if you do that. And I thought about that. I thought about myself when I've put stuff together, and I've done plenty of it because I have kids. But just in general life, I put a lot of shit together. I don't know what you would think of me when I'm putting stuff together. Like I'm good at putting stuff together. I'm fine with understanding instructions. What annoys me, like I can get frustrated, and I get it from my dad. Cause I remember watching my dad do stuff and him getting frustrated with the shit. And this is a man that's miles ahead at handy stuff than I am. It's actually his job. It was his job, but I'll get frustrated. I won't quit. I'm not a quitter. But I'll get frustrated. I feel like I will get, some negative marks taken on me because I get a little frustrated. And especially, and don't ask me. Here's probably my biggest thing. Like if you ask me a question and I think it's a silly question, I might get a little snippy, especially if I'm frustrated. And I don't mean to. I really don't mean to. It just kind of comes out that way. I'm like, just give me a second. So let me figure this out first. Then we can, just give me a second. Like, hey, I'm honest about it. Because a lot of time, you know how all these pieces were cut by machines, and so sometimes they don't fit exactly like they should. That's frustrating to me. Like that's what the part that gets me frustrated, basically. But I never give up. I'm going to do it, and that's the other thing about me. Once I start something, I have something in my mind. I'm doing it until it's done. But I was thinking about okay, women can do that for men. But what is it that we can do? Like, hey, do this. Hey, friend or person I'm dating, lady, what task can I give you to sit back and watch you do that maybe I can gauge and see what kind of person you are? And I really couldn't come up with one. I mean, I can come up with joke ones. Like, hey, get you to cook some shit. If you can cook it, whatever, hey, you cooked for me, I got some food now. But no, I mean, I don't want to do that. But so someone suggested the better thing to do is to do it together. Like, both of you put the IKEA furniture together by yourself, like together. I think that's good. I think you see how you kind of both handle situations together, and when you're both giving input and how things should be done. One might work one way, one might work another way. One might not care about the instruction. One loosely, all about the instruction. All these things. I think that's a great representation. I think maybe instead of going to counseling before marriage, I think you should sit down and put some furniture together let's just see if your personalities match. Let's make sure this is a thing, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you what, if I had to put some furniture together with my ex, which I would have known, wouldn't have got as far as we did. I would have known. But maybe that's the barometer. Maybe that's the barometer that we should be holding to now. Is like, don't spend money on it. If you think you need therapy, fine. I'm a big fan of therapy. I think, if you need it, but instead of doing that or going to see the pastor before you get married and let him give their opinion, put some furniture together. Put some furniture together. See if it ends in an argument at the end of the night, or see if you, or even if it does start with an argument, are you able to come back together and still, get the task done, and at the end still be cool with each other? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I'm doing from now on. From here on out, the rest of my life, if I meet someone, me and that person, I might say it on the first date. I'm like, hey, you ever put any furniture together? I might invite you over to help me with some furniture. Then some furniture be moving around a little bit. No. Let's stop. Let's all simmer down. Let's calm down. No, I think that's honestly a pretty good idea and a good way to see how people deal with things. And it kind of lets you know how that person might deal with like furniture is just. It's a simple thing. Like, it doesn't matter, like, putting it together, right? But it will kind of give you insight into, this person might not be able to handle a tougher situation later on in life. What they might not be able to handle kids running around and yelling and shit like that. There's a lot of things they might not be able to handle just based off of what I see they're doing now. So I thought a pretty cool idea. Let me know what y'all think about that. Would you be down to put something together with somebody, just to see how you two fit together, not how the furniture fits together? It's a metaphor, kind of. I'm gonna preface this by saying, when I started this podcast, I kind of wanted it to be, get on here, talk about some fun topics, things I enjoy talking about. And so far I've done that. And I've always told myself, like, I'm not going to get into the more really serious stuff, which I have, but I have talked about serious stuff when it comes to my own, like emotions and stuff like that. I mean, that's serious, but I'm talking about things that are polarizing in the world, like politics and the bullshit news stories and whatnot. I was you know what? Everyone gives their opinion on that and talks about it. I'm not going to do that. But today, and it's not to say I don't have opinions. I have plenty of opinions on the state of the world and things that go on in it. It's just that on this platform, I didn't want to do that, but I hopped online today, scrolled social media about 10 minutes, and like I said, I was compelled to give my opinion. And I haven't been like that in a long time. I kind of disconnected from all the news because for a long time, everything in the news was just terrible and sad and didn't make me feel good. And I hate it. Because I had gotten a habit, and I kind of just scroll on the news every morning, and I stopped doing that probably for the last 6 months or so. Even though you can't escape all of it, but obviously today is July 4th. There are certain people that are celebrating this. I don't feel the need to. It's just another day. And I'm not sure what we're supposed to be celebrating, to be honest with you. But my scrolling started with the first thing I saw when I opened up social media, which was an image of a young black lady on a subway train surrounded by what looked to be modern day KKK members. They weren't wearing the hoods, they weren't wearing the pointy hoods and robes and shit, but they were all dressed exactly the same with white masks on their face, just standing there. And I could see their little badges with insignias of whatever the fuck they are. And so, of course, I had to look into it and see what that was all about. Apparently, this group was marching at DC today for Trump's little whatever he had. I don't know what he had today. It's some 4th of July bullshit they threw. And so this group decided to go out there and march and chant and do all the nonsense that they do, which I saw that footage as well, and saw their chants and saw plenty of Confederate flags and this, that, and the other. Someone's got to explain to me what it is we are proud of. What is it that we are proud of? What is it to be patriotic about? Someone's got to explain that to me. And don't get, and I hate surface, shallow answers because that's usually what you get. But I always tell people, like, oh, you don't have any, pride for your country and shit like that. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have any pride for my country. I never fucking have. And the reason is because I was just born here. What makes me prideful of it? What has happened here that I should be proud of? I'm proud of the things I have accomplished in life. I'm proud of the family that I have, my kids. That's what I'm proud of. What am I proud of this country for? It hasn't proven to need any praise at all. So no, I'm not patriotic. Fuck this country. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And they're like, oh, no, you shouldn't say that. There's plenty of good people. Yes, I'm not saying fuck the people in the country. I'm saying fuck this country and the people in power who run it. That's what I'm saying. That allow it to be what it is. Like, it's such a shame that you can look at these things happen in this country. And it seems no different than what was happening civil rights movement before that. When things were supposedly at their worst, aside from slavery, at their worst, right? Air quotes. It seems no different. I don't get it. And I know it's people like, like, oh, you just feel that way or think that way, because you have you're with black women, you have black kids, half black kids, and so on and so forth. I'm gonna tell you what. If you think that, you're dumber than I thought. It has nothing to do with my preference for black women. It's about what's right. Why? So this country treats certain communities, certain demographics that don't look like me. Okay? Anyone who don't look like me, those demographics are going to get treated lesser than or worse. And we've seen it plenty of times. It seems like you hear something evidence someone's getting killed. It's not about my preference. It's about this common decency and I hate using the word acceptance when it comes to this, almost, because it's almost like me saying, oh, it's almost like me saying like, oh, you are Hispanic, you are black, you are Indian, you're gay, you're trans, you're whatever. You're all that, but I accept you. It's okay, you're that. It's almost like I'm saying that's a negative thing, but I accept it. It's not that. So I hate using the term acceptance. Like, that's kind of how I see it sometimes. This is the common decency to treat every human being the way you'd want to fucking be treated. And see us all as equals. It has nothing to do with my preference and then what my kids are. It's scary because of that reason, because the people that in my life that I love and care about, they're a danger in this world. And it's funny to say they're in danger because it's from a group of people that are the most cowardice people in the world. If you're so prideful in what you're doing, why the mask? Why covering your face? What are you ashamed of? You're out there. You're out there marching the fucking streets, doing your little chants. In no way I said that. Let me go to this. What I saw out there, I saw a flag being, along with the Confederate flags. I saw the American flag, but it was turned upside down, which many moons ago, that was decided that was the symbol of the country's in distress, and it is, but it's in distress by the people claiming the country's in distress because of them, because of these hate groups, and I hate. This is what I hate about these hate groups. I hate that, we call them different things. Like, we have these different names for them. We've basically gone from the Klan to white supremacists to white nationalists to pride groups, whatever. No, we're not doing that. They are all practicing the same fucking religion. Hate. They're all practicing the same fucking thing. And if we want to just wipe all those words out and just call it what it is, it's racism. That's what we're calling it. This place is like, people are like, oh, how can you feel this way about this country? This is the what is our slogan? Land of the free, home of the brave. Hey, ain't everybody free? No matter what you think, ain't everybody fucking free. There's technicalities. There's technicalities being put in place on that freedom. You free to live, but you ain't free to. And sometimes you ain't free to live. Some folks ain't free to live. Some folks ain't free to thrive in the world and have the same opportunities as others do. And home of the brave, huh? We got the brave ones here. You mean all those brave ones with their the faces covered? Those brave ones? Those are the ones we got? Yelling. What were they yelling? They were yelling about the immigrants today, right? They wanted the immigrants out of the country. Motherfucker, you is the immigrant. Why is no one wanting? You are the immigrant. The white people came here. This place wasn't undiscovered. The white immigrants, and the white folk immigrated here. You are the immigrant. Hell, if you want me to give you a little leeway, we all immigrants. What you gonna do about it? We all on the same playing field, but you get to play by different rules because you're skin color. It's a sad state of affairs, and it's so frustrating to watch, and it's so hard to understand. People, supposedly intelligent human beings, that want to keep others down out of I'm assuming out of fear. I'm not going to assume it is out of fear. Instead of all of us just thriving, we could all just thrive, comfortably together, live together. But no. What I hate about this is that I know I'm going to forget something. I know I'm going to forget to say something. It's going to come to me later, and I'm going to be pissed about it because I didn't say it. Because I can't explain to you how frustrating it is. I was at my like I haven't stood for a national anthem in years. I've been at my goddaughter's volleyball games. Everybody in the fucking place stood up. Guess who didn't? No, thank you. I got looks. They can go fuck themselves with their pride. I'm good. It's so sad. And the thing of it is, because we're celebrating 250 years. Yes, just 250 years of racism and hate. It's more years than that, but still 250 years of just us, this country parading around like it's better than others. It's unfortunate. And the sad part is it's not going to change. And I have to bring, kids up in this world and get them to understand. And don't you worry, I made because of the whitewashing of the school system, and in the history. Don't worry, our kids have gotten taught what the real deal is. I'm not going to pull any punches about that. But yeah, that if you see that photo, it's a very, very unnerving photo to see. This young lady, and she has a look on her face. I'm not sure it was because the person was taking a picture of her, or it's because I know she was uncomfortable. I mean, if you saw a bunch of KKK members just walk up on the, and you're a black woman, I mean, this type of picture you would expect to see in like the history books from the 60s, but it's fucking 2026, and here we are. Yeah. This has been a JC Weekly Podcast, episode 30. I appreciate everyone for listening. If you listened this far, I feel like this probably was the more important topic than other stuff up front. But anyway, until next time.